Hey, I'm Rob Adler, and welcome to Understanding Upstate, the podcast dedicated to exploring what makes upstate New York such a unique place. Each week, my co-host Jim Search and I dive into a new upstate topic to better understand what's up upstate. And this week, we are heading back to the 716 to talk about jazz icon Grover Washington Jr.
Hell yeah. Buffalo, stand up.
There we go. And the one thing if you go down a newspaper rabbit hole, the one thing you'll read time and time again if you're reading about Grover Washington Jr. is the first sentence is usually, you might not know who he is, but you've definitely heard his music. And I can't emphasize that enough. And that was back in the I don't know, that'd be in the 70s, 80s, 90s, people would be saying that. And even more so than ever. That sentiment rings true.
They're trying to play him, man. Fuck that. You gonna know who he is by the end of this motherfucker. True. That's for sure.
There you go.
We're gonna make damn sure of that.
Well, you know what? There are Speedy Freaks and Rattlesnake Pete's can help make sure other people know
about us.
Yeah. It's just about us. And that's by rating and reviewing this podcast. Guys, throw us a 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts. Write us a positive review, and you can throw in a suggestion for a future topic for us to talk about. And I feel like someone made good on that request, Jim, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, man. They sure as hell did. And I am delighted to... Well, first off, before I get there... Mm-hmm. Great transition there, Rob.
Oh, thank you.
Great handoff, I must say. I am more than delighted to read a review that we got. Very excited to do that. Titled Outstanding Podcast.
Oh, my God. Let's just shut it down right now. We're good. Mission accomplished.
Throwing in the towel, man. Throwing in the towel. This comes to us from Brittany. Thank you so much, Brittany. I'm going to read this out here, and it goes like this. Binghamton, or upstate in general, is a unique, quirky place. I agree, Brittany. As a person who moved away and talks about it to friends, they never really get it. I now have the perfect podcast to send them to for the history lessons. Fucking right.
There you go.
From Wegmans to Skate Estate, this podcast does not disappoint. Bow! That's fucking great, man. Thank you so much, Brittany. That is flattered. I'm going to say flattered and humbled that our work brought you such dopeness in your life.
I mean, I'm a little disappointed that she didn't mention the rewrite, but that's fine. That's fine.
I mean, you know what? It's a 5-star review, but 4.99 as far as the rewrite goes. Right? We'll look at it like that. But yeah, look, there is most assuredly a measure of backstory here. Here I am minding my business and get a DM friends with Brittany here on Facebook, and she reached out. And she said, she led off with, and I'm going to read this. I think it's great. Hey, this is so random, but I just started listening to your podcast. As someone who moved away and can never quite explain my hometown to people, this is amazing. I've sent episodes to many of my Baltimore and Memphis friends.
Hell yeah.
Fucking great, man. And she even threw in, now I need to order your album. And she
did.
There
you go. Wow.
Bought a copy of my album.
Nice.
She mailed that out yesterday.
There you go.
So, yeah, that was it was a great message to receive and also a very great review. So, Brittany, thank you so much. And if you want to be like Brittany, right, let's say you want your name to ring out to the Speedy Freaks and Rattlesnake Pete's, I want to really reemphasize what Rob said here. Drop us a review. Leave 5 stars, and you will get that read on an episode.
And aggressively share episodes with your friends, like Brittany is doing.
Yeah, and she shared them out to Memphis and Baltimore. Yeah. That's so dope. And also, I want to add, too, she said that this is enjoyable even if you're not from upstate New York.
God, I hope so. Because I'm not, and I enjoy it. So there you go.
I hope so, man. You're buckling for the ride, dog. I hope you're into this shit.
Absolutely.
But also, listen, man. Adam Rodkey, our number one speedy freak and rattlesnake Pete. He ain't from upstate New York.
It's true.
But he fucking loves the show. So this podcast is enjoyable even if you're not from upstate New York. You can learn a little bit about the place that many of us call home.
Well, Jim, I think we've tooted our own horn enough. Now let's talk about a guy that also tooted on the saxophone.
Holy shit, man.
Grover Washington Jr. But yeah, I'm killing it today. I'm pumped. We're talking about one of my favorite musicians. I'm bringing my A game.
Yeah.
That's not to say I don't always bring my A game, but I'm snappy today.
I can hear it. No, I hear it. I hear it in the register. For sure. Well, let's get to it, shall we?
Let's do it.
Grover Washington Jr., born December 12, 1943, passed away December 17th, 1999, was an American jazz, funk, and soul jazz saxophonist and Grammy Award winner, which we're going to get into a little bit later.
Mm-hmm.
Along with Wes Montgomery and George Benson, he is considered by many to be one of the founders and legends of the smooth jazz genre. Ain't that a fact? He wrote some of his material and later became an arranger and producer.
I just want to say, smooth jazz, we've talked about smooth jazz before. That term is a little amorphous. We'll talk about it later on. But I just want to clarify, because, that's not some people will roll their eyes at that term.
Yes.
But particularly when, we're looking at fusion and, smooth jazz, it's a little bit different from what contemporary smooth jazz seems like. So join us on this journey, and we'll dive into it.
We'll get into it.
Yeah.
And who knows? You might learn to like some of it.
Look, I'm not here to boo anyone's kazoo. If you love Kenny G, that's great. This is a little bit different from from that brand of smooth jazz.
For real. So, throughout the 70s and 80s, Washington made some of the genre's most memorable hits, including Mr. Magic, Reed Seed, Black Frost, Wine Light, Inner City Blues, Let It Flow, for Dr. J, which we'll talk about a little bit later, and the best is yet to come. In addition, he performed very frequently with other artists, including Bill Withers on Just the Two of Us, which, if you haven't heard that song, what are you doing? Patti LaBelle on The Best Is Yet to Come, and Phyllis Hyman on A Sacred Kind of Love.
I think he ended up with 30 albums as band leader. So that's not even counting for stuff he played on just as a hired gun. He had a massive output as a musician.
The catalog is real.
Yeah.
So, let's talk a little bit about his early life, the early life and times of Grover Washington Jr. Washington was born in Buffalo, New York, and I want to say on the east side of Buffalo. His mother was a church chorister, and his father was a collector of old jazz gramophone records and a saxophonist as well. So music was everywhere in his home. He grew up listening to the great jazzmen and big band leaders like Benny Goodman, Fletcher Henderson, and others like them. At the age of 8, Grover Sr. gave Jr. a saxophone. He practiced and would sneak into clubs and to see famous Buffalo blues musicians, which, if you're not familiar with the Buffalo music scene, we got a great episode a few back that you should definitely get into where we talked all about it.
And we talked about the Colored Musicians Club, which is one of the clubs that Grover was going to as a kid.
Mm-hmm. His younger brother, drummer Darrell Washington, would follow in his footsteps. He also had another younger brother named Michael Washington, who was an accompanied gospel music organist who mastered the Hammond B3 organ. Washington was part of a vocal ensemble, the Teen Kings, which included Lonnie Smith. So we're talking music talent family for days, right?
Yeah.
Like the Jacksons, but less problematic. You know what I mean?
think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's, you know what? That's not that hard to do.
I mean, yeah, you can have some dust up here and there, but yeah, they took the crown. Shame on you, Joe Jackson. All right. Now, we've talked about Grover Washington Jr. Let's talk a little bit about Sr., the OG, if you will. Grover Washington Sr. was a native of Savannah, Georgia. He came to Buffalo as a boy and worked at Republic Steel until the plant closed in 1983. But it was his interest in music that left his real legacy. According to his son, Grover Washington Jr., an internationally known saxophonist and Grammy Award winner. That's the second time we're going to talk about this because he got some hits. According to the younger Washington, he loved all kinds of music from classical to the blues. He played his saxophone a lot around the house. Mr. Washington Sr. and Lillian, his wife of 30 years, filled their house on Glenwood Avenue with music during the 50s while raising their 3 sons, all of whom built careers around music, which, for the record, as hard as it is to be a working musician, this family did it 3 times. His real joy came from watching his 3 sons grow up and develop musically, Washington Jr. recalled, crediting his early memories of his father's music for his interest in the saxophone. Washington recalled that his father started playing in the Army during World War II. He played the tenor and C melody sax, and he played in a few big bands around town, he said. My brother Daryl is also an excellent percussionist, and he's been playing with me for 10 years, Washington said, and second brother Michael, who died in 1988, was a choir director and organist for the Cedar Grove Missionary Baptist Church and Friendship Baptist Church. Jesus Stand Up. He also arranged music for the Varon Singers. Grover Washington Sr. was 67 years old at the time of his passing on February 17th, 1993, and he is buried at Forest Lawn Cemetery in Buffalo, New York.
There you go.
There it is, man. So a little bit about the OG, Grover Washington Sr., who paved the way for Grover Washington Jr., which is a powerful name, I must say. Now, let's get a little bit into his early career. Now, Washington Jr. left Buffalo and played with a Midwest group called the Four Clefs and then the Mark III Trio from Mansfield, Ohio.
He was 16, I believe.
Yeah.
He graduated high school early, and his parents helped him do this, basically.
That's wild, man.
Yeah.
This is also the time, though, I will say that you heard stories of just kids in their teens, 16, 15, just well, I went and fought in a war. I registered early, then I came back and joined a band. Rick James hit the streets when he was 12 or just
got his draft card and was well, I'll go have a band with Neil Young in Canada or whatever the hell he was up to.
But this is such a sign of the times of 16 years old, time to go be an adult. So shortly thereafter, he was drafted into the U.S. Army, where he met drummer Billy Cobham. A musical mainstay in New York City, Cobham introduced Washington to many New York musicians. After leaving the Army, Washington freelanced his talents around New York City, eventually landing in Philadelphia in 1967. In 1970 and 71, he appeared on Leon Spencer's first 2 albums on Prestige Records, together with Idris Muhammad and Melvin Sparks.
We're throwing out just so many jazz greats.
Yeah.
Jazz great names casually, but we don't have time to talk about all these.
But yeah, people, Idris Muhammad is fucking dope.
Yeah, awesome percussionist, has some fantastic albums that will cost you a pretty penny to pick up. If you're looking to grab them on vinyl.
Yeah, I have a couple songs from Idris, and they're fucked.
They're great. And he didn't have a ton of solo albums, but he played on everyone's fucking albums in the 70s. If we're talking jazz fusion,
Right.
funk jazz particular, he's on so many albums.
Here he is just kicking it with our good friend Grover Washington Jr., who's
and
no,
that's
no
oh,
slouch. No slouch.
And then, like, we threw out the name Lonnie Smith earlier, who was in that Teen Kings band, vocal ensemble as a kid. He's a similar Idris Muhammad level organist of the time. He played with like George Benson back in the day too. So it's we're rubbing elbows with future greats early on.
Just killing it. All right. Well, Washington's breakthrough occurred when alto saxophonist Hank Crawford could not make a recording date with Creed Taylor's Kudu Records, and Washington was chosen as his replacement.
Which he, I think, had been hired to make some arrangements. He picked up a gig to write some arrangements for this album, and Hank Crawford was a no-show.
Which is... It reminds me of this quick. I'll just say this real quick. Speaking of, we've been talking about Philly, but Questlove said one of the keys to success is always just being there.
Yep.
Because someone's going to drop out, and you might be the fifth or sixth, but nobody fucking knows. When they listen to it.
Be reliable and easy to work with, and you'll have a career in music. Basically,
there it is, man. You don't even have to be talented.
Yeah. Being talented and being reliable are two different things.
Yeah.
for
Very different things. All right. This opportunity led to his debut solo album, Inner City Blues. Known for his versatility, Washington played soprano, alto, tenor, and baritone saxophone, gaining recognition for his contributions to jazz and his ability to blend into the mainstream.
With a lot of these early albums were on the CTI label, which is Creed Taylor. I want to say the I is international, but this was like the jazz funk label of the time. We talked about them earlier in earlier episodes, but this guy Creed Taylor, his producer, was he made a lot of careers. I also don't know how scrupulous he was, but he definitely
in the music business.
Right.
Nah, get out of here.
There's definitely some musicians who don't love the name Creed Taylor, but the label did put out some great albums. I'll say that much.
That is a shocker. So let's get into the rise to fame. While his first three albums established him as a force in jazz and soul music, it was his fourth album in 1974, Mr. Magic, that proved a major commercial success. The album climbed to number 1 on Billboard's R&B album chart and number 10 on the Billboard Top 40 album chart. The title track reached number 16 on the R&B single chart, number 54 on the pop charts. All these albums included guitarist Eric Gale as a near-permanent member in Washington's arsenal.
Great guitarist, often overlooked. He's great.
But not here, folks. All these motherfuckers are getting their flowers today, or whenever you listen to this. His follow-up on Kudu in 1975, Feels So Good, also made number 1 on Billboard's R&B album chart and number 10 on the pop album chart. Both albums were major parts of the jazz funk movement in the mid 70s.
Again, go ahead.
I was going to say, so he's just hitting number 1 on the charts.
Oh yeah.
On the reg.
Oh yeah. And it I don't think we'll get into this in the articles because I didn't really include any of it, but if this music at the time is pretty divisive because when you listen to it, there's 9-minute tracks on there. There's no music today that's labeled as commercial that's over 3 minutes long, right? So, a lot of the more traditionalists at the time, they kind of viewed this jazz funk stuff as selling out. They thought it was commercial, just trying to make a quick buck kind of thing. But there's also a lot of people who fucking loved it because it was good. It's good. It's really if you haven't listened to like the album Mr. Magic or just the title track Mr. Magic, go check it out. It's great. All this music. Some of it is like, there's definitely great albums, good albums, and not as good albums as there is with any kind of genre. But like some of the great albums from this time are truly amazing, and it's a lot of musicians working at the height of their powers, and a lot of people from upstate New York, as we've talked about before, contributed to that genre. But yeah, I think it's interesting just because they're we're looking at it as fans, but at the time, like, it was again pretty divisive amongst the jazz community for sure,
amongst the jazz heads, if you will. Well, let's talk a little bit about, there's an interview we want to get into here from 1979 from David Nathan, titled Grover Washington Jr., The Man.
And this is just like from the middle of it, just a little excerpt. Him kind of talking about, I think where he's at. This is still early-ish career, but this is him about to be at the height of his powers, basically.
And
a bit of a transitional moment too.
What I will say, and this is what's so interesting, is like, this is so much like, as far from what I'm hearing and seeing, like the opposite of like Rick James. Like just making great music. Not that Rick wasn't, because he was. But just like, I make great music, and just don't go crazy. Not raging too hard. We haven't talked about cocaine once.
No.
We are halfway through what we got here. Not a mention of a line of cocaine.
I don't think there was any cocaine available in Buffalo if your name wasn't Rick James. I think he had it all locked down.
Yeah, he had that shit in a Cobra clutch, if I must say. So this back to this interview, 1979, Grover Washington Jr., the man. Grover feels that with his audiences following him avidly, they've become like friends to us. We've gotten to know these people over the years. We've constantly been building, and I think we've been fortunate to build a consistent reputation because people see that we're about more than just good music. We reach out to the people to make friends with them. And that, quite honestly, and all jokes aside, is like the gem of building a following. Yeah. Is that you genuinely take a vested interest in them, and they will follow you forever. Reflecting back momentarily, Grover states that he learned early in his career that it's not just about going out there, saying hello, playing your music, and then splitting. People must feel a warmth, that you're a living person. Over the years, too, I've seen what audience adrenaline can do for you, especially when you're tired. They can push you on and up and really give you that extra energy.
See, he was living high on audience energy and not cocaine. You have it here directly from the man.
Either that, or he has taken a real roundabout way of explaining cocaine.
Sure.
He stresses that even in recording, it's important to capture that particular kind of warmth, that you're feeling that you're a human being, that you're playing the music for each individual listener. It's so easy to become self-indulgent. Musicians do it all the time. But you must be relaxed enough to express what's inside without that self-indulgence. Damn, selfless man. Along with the fact that Grover's been getting more and more involved with producing himself, he's been able to express more and more of what's inside. Producing allows me more flexibility naturally, but I don't have to worry about not being objective because I have a lot of opinions to draw from. All the people around me. I'm not foolish enough to think that I can't make a mistake, and I'm lucky because all the people around me have good ears. That is a fucking gem, folks. Don't surround yourself with sycophants. Get some motherfuckers who will tell you the real deal. Anywho. Grover also doesn't feel the need to cut himself off musically from what everyone else is doing. It's essential to see what other people are trying to say with music. You can learn a lot from listening to other people's music. That in itself, it has been part of Grover's approach to music since he began his career back in Buffalo, New York, which he which we ruminated at, has also been the home of many other musically inclined individuals.
Mm-hmm.
Buffalo was home, and when I was young, I'd go check out the clubs, see the folks who'd come from Philly and New York City. It was always healthy because older performers would want to help the younger ones like myself. And we had a lot of exposure to good people because Buffalo was on that circuit going up to Canada, so a lot of people would pass through. But these days, I find young people have even more outlets and inroads to express their musicianship. Plus, people are even able to go to school these days and learn about the music business, something I had to do the hard way. Oof. So nowadays, you can really stay on top of all of it if you decide to make music your career. Man, what a slice into the world, man. That's an interesting take and look at his life.
Yeah,
in the music game,
sure.
rather.
He seemed, from everything I can tell, and like I listened to some like radio and TV interviews that he was in, like seems like a genuine nice dude.
Yeah,
like with a lot of insight. Yeah,
he's been he's been around the block, but the block has not changed him. It sounds like. I love to hear it. Well, Rob, tell us more about Grover Washington Jr.
Right. So a string of acclaimed records brought Washington through the 70s. Again, I think a lot of these were mostly on the CTI record label, or like Kudu, which was a label under CTI, culminating in the signature piece for everything he would do from then on. Wine Light, which is 1980, was the album that defined everything Washington was then about. Having signed for Elektra Records, part of the major Warner Music Group. The album was smooth, fused with R&B and easy listening feel. Washington's love of basketball, especially the Philadelphia 76ers, led him to dedicate the second track, Let It Flow, to Julius Erving, also known as Dr. J.
Sure.
The highlight of the album was his collaboration with soul artist Bill Withers, Just the Two of Us, a hit on the radio during the spring and summer of 1981, peaking at number 2 on the Billboard Hot 100. That album went platinum in 81 and also won a Grammy Award in 82 for Best Jazz Fusion Performance for Wine Light. Wine Light was also nominated for Record of the Year and Song of the Year, like a major hit.
Damn.
Yeah. And yeah, like Wine Light is definitely smoother. It's not, but it's like it's better than like your Kenny G variant of that. Like I was listening to it today. It's nice. It's good. But it still has some meat on its bones, if that makes sense.
Sure. It's got character. It's got soul.
Yeah, and basketball. I mean, come on.
Hey.
All right, so in the post-Wine Light era, Washington is credited for giving rise to a new batch of talent that would make its mark in the late 80s and early 90s. He's known for bringing Kenny G to the forefront, so there you go. I spilled water on Kenny G. I'm sure I've mentioned this before. He was very kind about it. Yeah, Mall of America. I was a young child eating a meal, and I knocked my water glass, and it went all over his leather jacket, which, man, he could have been a jerk about it and been in the right. Like, if that was suede, whew.
And here he is holding it down.
But he was nice. He was evidently very nice about it.
That's, so everybody walk that shit back about Kenny G.
Yeah.
How many times has water been spilled on you and you've lost your shit? Here is this guy being a class act. Just saying.
Let's see. So not just Kenny G, but other artists such as Kirk Whalum, Walter Beasley, Steve Cole, Pamela Williams, Najee, Boney James, and George Howard. His song Mr. Magic is noted as being influential on go-go music starting in the mid-'70s. Which, guys, you hear me talk about go-go music very briefly once a week. It's an inspiration for my album, which when I saw this, my mind was fucking blown because I love that album. I love that song, Mr. Magic. And like you can totally, if you listen to go-go music, you can totally hear the overlap, particularly in like the rhythm section. Guitar and percussion is real similar to some of those extended go-go music grooves. Guys, go listen. I should make a playlist, Jim. I'm gonna make a playlist for this episode, and we'll put it out like a Grover Washington Jr. starter pack.
Yeah.
Let's see. So I think Jim, you and I were talking about this at the start, but like there's so much other shit this guy did in his career that like a lot of the articles or even just like, like Wikipedia, like they don't mention any of it. Like he had such a massive career. So this is just a little roundup of fun facts. And there's going to be some more in some later articles. That we capture here. Again, first here is that Just the Two of Us, signature duet with Bill Withers, won that 1982 Grammy Award for Best R&B Song. We didn't even know that. I think it's earlier mentioned just Best Jazz Fusion Song.
Right.
And then was, of course, famously reworked by Will Smith onto a top 20 hit in 98, which, yeah, everyone listening to this has surely heard one of those.
Right.
Like,
and I hope that that he got his money for that. I'm assuming he did.
I'm sure. Let's see. Hip hop duo Outkast prominently sampled his 1975 song Knucklehead on their 1994 hit Southern Play. I've been practicing this in my head. I can't fucking read it. Jim, take it away.
I got you. Southern Playlist to Cadillac Music.
There we go. Thank you. And Grover Washington Jr. was also sampled by the likes of A Tribe Called Quest, Biggie, Black Moon, Cypress Hill, EPMD, Big L, Common, Busta Rhymes, Pete Rock, Dr. Dre, LL Cool J, Redman, Organized Confusion, and that was just off of one song. And I stopped on page 2 of like 12.
What song was it?
Hydra, I want to say. He's been sampled by so many artists.
As someone who has been known to dabble in the sample world, hence hosting a great hip hop trivia night. Holy shit! Yeah.
This is just on that one song.
That's one page. And there's like 8. Yeah, there's like, well, let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So there's like maybe like 60 different samples, I would say, or 60 songs that have sampled it.
Yeah. And that, again, that's artists who sampled this one song from him. And there's like a bunch of other samples. Like, I think we can probably safely say, I don't know, thousands of samples have been used. Yeah, right. There's tons. Let's see. All right, back to some other fun facts. Grover Washington Jr. appeared in Blues Brothers 2000, a movie I saw in theaters.
Oh wow! Okay.
Yeah. As a member of the fictional in-film band, the Louisiana Gator Boys, alongside such legends as B.B. King, Eric Clapton, and Bo Diddley. 2 of those guys are cool.
Yeah. No, that's true. One is not.
Jim, I'll take Kenny G over Eric Clapton any fucking day of the week. Any day.
Yeah.
Let's see. Aria, his posthumously released 2000 album, was acclaimed for its jazz combo arrangements backed by a 30-piece chamber orchestra. And he also composed the boxing theme for Wide World of Sports, which is something I saw a reference to, but if anyone has that recorded on an old VHS, I would love to hear it.
Let us know.
And this next excerpt, it's from another interview that was done with him in 1990 from a column called The Morning Call, where I think a reporter literally would call someone in Philadelphia, a famous person in the Philadelphia area, and talk to them for their weekly column. So this is from a 5 a.m. call with Grover Washington Jr. on February 10th of 1990, titled "Grover Washington Jr. Finds the Time for More Than Music." The way he's going these days, Grover Washington Jr. deserves his self-given moniker, King of the Short Tours. Okay. Okay.
All right.
Hey, nice work if you can get it. When he's not making brief trips to promote his latest record, Time Out of Mind, Washington might be in the studio creating his clean, fluid saxophone sound for the likes of Dionne Warwick, or for rappers, Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince, which again, like, this is 1990. This is 8 years before Will Smith reworked his song. So like I tried to find more info on what the hell Grover Washington Jr. and Will Smith were doing together. I don't know. They're just both in Philadelphia at the same time. He's probably just making music. Let's see. Or for the ABC TV, or for ABC TV and its new Wide World of Sports boxing theme. Again, just let's get Grover Washington Jr. to make a boxing theme. Sure, why not? Then again, he might be caught up in one of the legion of social causes to which he donates his time. Most recently, he put on a show at the University of Pennsylvania Museum for the Special Olympics. Of course, there's his promotion of the ongoing International Trans-Antarctica Expedition. Of course!
Yeah. No, that makes sense. That's fair.
Just as likely, the 46-year-old Grammy-winning saxophonist simply will be at his Philadelphia home playing the role of the family man, staying close to the Washington clan. He said in a telephone interview on Sunday, "Keeps things in the right perspective for us. I like to stay home and be around my family and create rather than being on the road 40 weeks a year, because I've done that for years." And then I think it just goes to talk more about his upcoming album and the Trans-Antarctica Expedition, which he's like keeping close tabs on. All right. Sadly, on December 17th, 1999, 5 days after his 56th birthday, Grover Washington Jr. collapsed while waiting in the green room after performing 4 songs for the Saturday early show at CBS Studios in New York City. He was taken to St. Luke's Roosevelt Hospital, where he was pronounced dead at about 7:30 p.m. His doctors had determined that he'd suffered a massive heart attack. He is interred at West Laurel Hill Cemetery in Bala Cynwyd, Pennsylvania. That is a peculiar...
that's a spelling. Cynwyd?
Cynwyd. We got to kick that one over to Understanding Pennsylvania. I don't know.
Our sister network, sister podcast, Understanding Pennsylvania.
All right. There's a couple of really cool mural tributes to Grover. He's got a large mural in Philadelphia at the Philadelphia, or as part of the Philadelphia Mural Arts Program. It's just south of the intersection of Broad and Diamond Streets. A Philadelphia middle school in the Olney section of the city is named after him. And Grover Washington Jr. Middle School caters to 5th to 8th grader students interested in the creative and performing arts, which sounds like is something he would have been jazzed about.
Hey.
And there, of course, is a mural that went up in the last few years, actually, in Buffalo, where he grew up, of course, and attended school. I believe it's on the side of a bank. Which
yes, M&T Bank.
Yeah,
I did a little research on that.
Yeah, and that mural looks awesome.
It's pretty dope.
It's huge. It's really cool. All right, let's take a look here at some inductions and awards. In 1992, Grover was inducted into the Philadelphia Music Alliance Walk of Fame. And on April 24th, 2023, He was inducted into the newly established Atlantic City Walk of Fame presented by the National R&B Music Society, Incorporated. Washington's daughter, Shayna Washington, was in attendance to accept the honor. Jazz and R&B artist John Carn inducted Washington. James Brown, the Delphonics, and Little Anthony and the Imperials were also inducted in the inaugural class. It was pretty good. Company.
Pretty good music company to be in.
Yeah. All right. I've got two more things to kind of close this out here. I've got 2 articles that I was able to find. Again, in kind of researching him, it was just a lot of like concert announcements or really brief reviews, but I found 2 longer articles that are really nice near the end of his life, in the last decade of his life, I believe from 92. It's an article from 92 and 93, both about Grover Washington Jr. returning back to Buffalo for some concerts. And I believe, both come from the Buffalo area newspaper called The Challenger. So this first one is from June 17th, 1992, titled Homegrown Super Talent Grover Washington Jr. Returns to Hometown.
Love it.
Here we go. Say what you will about Buffalo, for better or worse. It is a city that leaves a lasting impression on anyone who visits, and particularly those who have lived here. Case in point, I'm trying to zoom in. Let me retake that. Case in point, homegrown super talent Grover Washington Jr. One more time. Case in point, homegrown super talent Grover Washington Jr. When he returns to the Western New York area for a June 22nd concert date at Art Park, he says he will most definitely come to Buffalo to see friends and family, as well as give back to the city that has given so much. Many of the experiences from which I draw for my music are from things and philosophies I learned growing up in Buffalo, the Grammy Award-winning saxophonist said. Washington Jr. credits such youthful influences as Alvin Shepard, his first music teacher, with not only fostering his interest in music, but for being a major component in shaping the style of music the jazz great plays. There have been many notable influences from home in my life, he told The Challenger. Alvin Shepard wasn't just my music teacher, he challenged me to develop my own sound and to have my own point of view. These are things that you take with you for the rest of your life, Mr. Shepard will be his guest at Art Park. Oh, that's awesome. You love it when a music teacher or a teacher gets invited.
Yeah.
Back, you know?
I'm here for it.
Yeah. Unlike other artists who come to or near the Queen City to perform, Grover looks to take with him as much as he brings to an always appreciative audience. I'm seeing a lot of overlaps with how Grover Washington Jr. spoke about Buffalo, as similar to the way Rick James spoke about Buffalo.
Yeah.
There's a lot of overlap there. Grover Washington Jr. epitomizes the term homeboy. He would be the first to admit that no matter where he lives, works, or plays, that he holds a deep love for his birthplace. And apparently, the city feels the same way about him, too. At 1 p.m. on June 22nd, to honor the 1961 graduate of Buffalo's East High, the Buffalo Convention Center is planning to name one of their rooms for him. Name the whole center after him, damn it.
Yeah.
Not just a room.
You're selling yourself short here. Come on now.
Yeah. A privilege Washington Jr. takes in stride while keeping focused on a more benevolent project. He has also planned for that busy Monday a contribution to be made to the scholarship fund in the name of his late brother, Michael Washington, one-time minister of music of the Cedar Grove Baptist Church, tragically killed about 3 years ago. Yeah. It's nice to be appreciated, Grover said of the dedication in his honor, before turning attention solemnly and seriously toward the subject of the Michael Washington Scholarship Fund. There are so many gifted young people in the city of Buffalo. This fund is to help as many of them as possible to realize their talent where they might not have had that chance any other way. If anyone would like to contribute, they can contact Cedar Grove Baptist Church. Grover, a veteran of 20 years and 25 albums, says that the joy he receives through writing, arranging, and recording music is unparalleled by anything in life, with the exception of being married to wife Christine and working with 24-year-old son Grover Washington III. It's a great name. You got to keep it. Going.
Sure.
Who wrote Summer Chill, a song on the Elder Washington's album entitled Next Exit. Washington Jr. is about to embark on my most ambitious tour ever, which will include 11 U.S. cities, a European tour, and 6 nights at the Fukuoka Blue Note in Japan. I'm very excited about this tour,
Wow.
Grover enthused. Yeah, I mean, it was, 2 years before we were saying, like, I don't want to go on a 40-night tour or whatever, or tour 40 weeks out of the year, whatever it was. He changed his mind at some point.
You can't get it out of his system, man.
I guess. I'm very excited about this tour, Grover enthused, but with all the anticipated travel ahead, I couldn't think of a better place to start the tour and recharge my battery than Buffalo. Home. There you go. Pretty good. Pretty nice. All right, so we're going to jump ahead a little bit to October 6th of 1993, so not that long after. Let's see. Grover Washington Jr., Buffalo's favorite jazz son, set to return for October 20th concert. Let's jump in here again. On Wednesday, October 20th, the Marquee at the Trolf will play host to jazz superstar and local legend Grover Washington Jr. The date, which is a part of the last leg of a 25-city, 28-day tour sponsored by Cognac Hennessy, will mark Washington Jr.'s first appearance at the popular jazz/nightclub. Man, he racked up on a 25-city tour. I assume this is after, 28-day tour. This is after that crazy one he did the year before.
I don't know, Grover. I feel like you love the road, baby.
Yeah, it sounds like it. This performance, unlike his last in the Buffalo area almost a year and a half ago, is not to promote a current album, but rather to promote jazz music and its importance and influence on its ardent fans. I've been so busy with touring and other projects lately that my studio time has been limited. But this show is not just to showcase my latest release, it is to celebrate the music and the people who love it, explained the Grammy award-winning saxophonist. Washington Jr. says that he was approached by the Hennessy Company to perform a string of shows in a vehicle titled the Hennessy Jazz Search. Okay.
Right.
Which, in conjunction with the Jazz Musicians Emergency Fund, is sponsoring such shows to benefit ailing veteran jazz artists who are suffering hardships now. All right. It was this cause, one close to Washington Jr.'s heart, that persuaded him to further delay studio recording plans to embark on what is sure to be a hectic and frenetic pace for the better part of a month. But the 50-year-old music great admits that he jumped at the offer when he realized that both he and his sponsors share the same commitment to the development and advancement of young talent. When I was young in the music field, I had many mentors who taught me how to use my music to express myself. Many of them, like Elvin Shepard and James Graff Young, and many others, live right here in Buffalo. I'd like to pass on some of my wisdom through experience to up-and-comers. Sometimes just knowing someone is there for you makes all the difference in the world to a young musician or any other young person.
There you
Hennessy,
go.
Yeah. Again,
Into it.
Seems like a kind, uplifting guy. The Hennessy Company has expressed the same type of interests, as well as provide a forum for the great artists of tomorrow to be heard, Washington Jr. said, explaining his connection to Hennessy's latest project. And one way in which Grover plans to advise young jazz disciples is by example. Recording veteran of over 20 years, Washington Jr. has remained successful because of his willingness to try new things in his music and life. He recently scored his first movie, Percy and Thunder, never heard of it, which aired on cable station TNT with the help of Tom Scott, who's another, I I think he's a saxophonist. He's a guy who's been sampled a million times.
Right.
There's a really good MF Doom sample of Tom Scott, I believe.
Ooh.
Let's see. Music industry journeyman and the current music coordinator for the new Chevy Chase show.
Huh.
I don't think that show had a very long run, if I'm not mistaken.
I was gonna say I off memory, I feel like that didn't go more than a season.
Yeah, I don't even know if it. I don't even know if it got a full season.
Right.
But I might be mixing it up with other short-lived celebrity talk shows.
Celebrity talk shows.
Washington Jr. says that it is only by trying such new ventures that you keep the blood pumping fresh in your veins, which gives you a fresh perspective each time you go back to what you already know. As always, the master musician says that he's excited about playing in Buffalo and the Marquee. I've never played there before, but I've heard that the atmosphere is real and positive and ripe for jazz tones.
Oh, there you go, baby.
It's just a funny way to put it. It's ripe for jazz tones. All right.
You like it. You like it. I love it, dude.
Yeah. Even on the brink of a multi-city tour, this jazz man is all set to wow the home crowd with a special vibe. As I've said before, Grover explains much of who I am and what I do comes from Buffalo, which is home for me. I'm just ready to give back in the form of my music. This is just my way of saying thank you to all of my fans, the old ones and the new ones, but especially those at home who helped me and taught me. So, as the Marquee and the city get set to welcome a true legend, Grover wrestles with the one problem that may turn out to be a blessing for hardcore Grover Washington Jr. fans. How do you fit 20 years of music into an hour and a half? End article. It's a real mic drop.
Bam. I feel like he just smashed the keyboard after he fucking wrote that. Wow. How you feel about that?
How do you feel about that, though, Jim? That's the episode. That's Grover Washington Jr. in a nutshell.
Well, and I'm glad we got to give him his flowers, man. What a prolific career.
Yep.
And, I feel like not a lot of people know the depth of which he's inspired, right? Because when you sample that, there's some measure of inspiration, but also just his work, right?
Yeah.
It's great when you see someone. I just obviously never met Grover, but I feel like he's just I just love playing music, man.
Yeah, and not even that. I think it seems like he loves sharing music, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Yeah. And guys, go listen to some Grover Washington Jr.
Vibe out, man. Vibe out to some G Wash. And you're gonna love it. Pour yourself up something to drink, have a nice little spliff, and you can make it if you try.
There you go. Hey, do you know what everyone else can also do if they try? They can rate or review the show. It doesn't take that much effort. Look, throw on Mr. Magic, pull up Apple Podcasts, write us a nice review, throw us 5 stars. And a suggestion for what you would like us to cover in the future. Maybe you want to learn a little bit more about that guy, Lonnie Smith, who we threw out there earlier. Native of Lackawanna, New York, right? Come on, maybe you want a little bit more jazz talk. Maybe you don't. Maybe you're going to lose your fucking mind if we talk about music at all in the next month. Well, we got good news for you. Music Month is officially over. It's the final episode of Music Month 2025.
Yeah.
And what a run it's been.
It's been an incredible one, man. We've
from
covered
kazoos to Grover Washington Jr.
And some rap in the middle. Shout
Pretty
out
good.
to Blizz the Illest, who just opened up for Mastakilla.
That's right.
This past weekend. Just
a few days. Few days ago.
Very dope.
But yeah, throw us some suggestions. And again, aggressively share episodes with friends. I can't stress that enough.
Listen, if you want to get on Brittany's level, right? Because she is out here letting Memphis know, letting Baltimore know, run up those episodes, folks, and just get like Brit, man.
There you go.
Like Brit.
Well, what are some other things our Speedy Freaks and Rattlesnake I can't talk today. Rattlesnake Pete's can get, Jim.
Oh man. Well, here's what they can do, right? Let's paint a picture, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Let's say you're up in Buffalo. You're in 716, right? You just had Jim's steak out. You just enjoyed a loaded steak hoagie. You had a Loganberry to drink, and you've thrown on some Grover Washington, and you are vibing, right? You are just living your best Buffalo life, and you just are embodying all things that are upstate New York. Well, I'm here to even take that to a higher plateau. Not even plateau. I'll take you to a higher level.
Mm-hmm,
and with that, I strongly encourage you to pick up Upstate Understandings. That's right. That is my debut comedy album. It is an absolute fucking tour de force. You're going to love it. Hell, Brittany even picked up a copy of it. What more do you need? Great team behind me. Rob Adler on the production tip. Adam Russell on the cover. Matt Ely on the video world, Regal Monk on the music. Yo, man, let's just say that it's worth it. Jimsearch.bandcamp.com is a place to go to run all of that up. And of course, jimsearchcomedy.com is a place to check out my dates and all those sorts of fun stuff. I tell jokes once in a while. You want to come see that. I'm everywhere like air. It's gonna be a dope thing for you to do. Rob, they bought a copy of my album. They bought every T-shirt. They got them all. They ran it up. It's the summertime. They wanted to have one of each. I don't blame them.
No, yeah.
But yet and still, in this economy, they still have money to spend. Where the hell can they do it? Where can they do it?
Look, Jim, usually I like to make a long... can't even do it today. I usually like to make a long, convoluted tale that winds up in you buying my album. But I'm not going to do that today because, again, we talked about a little bit earlier, Grover Washington Jr., look, if you like his music, you're going to probably like my album. So if we have inspired you to go listen to a little bit of Mr. Magic himself and you enjoyed it, you're going to like my album. I can almost guarantee it. I won't totally guarantee it. Taste is subjective. But, okay. All right.
I'm going to guarantee it.
But again, he indirectly influenced my album through, again, literally using some of his music to inspire some of my own, but also evidently he influenced go-go music, and that was a huge genre for me. So it was making my album New York Sticky. So go grab that, brooklynfrequency.bandcamp.com. Go pick it up, check it out. Again, if you like Grover Washington Jr., I think you're going to find something you like in that. Also, we've got a great behind-the-scenes look at the making of Jim's album and a little documentary called Understanding Upstate. Go check that out. There's a link in the description for you to check that out and aggressively share that with your friends as well.
Yeah. Get into it.
Yeah. Hey, speaking of getting into things, what are we going to be getting into next week, Jim? Do you have a little hint for our listeners?
Ooh. Man, let's just say we're going to be tannined up next week. That's for sure. A whole lot of tannin business.
And we're not talking about Biff Tannen.
No.
We're not going back to the future. None of that.
Nah.
I don't know.
We're not living like that in any way, shape, or form.
No, sir.
So
no, sir.
Come see about us. Come see about us.
There we go. Jim, I've got a little closing up pun for us today to get us on out of here. Are you ready for it?
Let's go. Let's get it.
I mean, we've been talking about Grover Washington Jr. so much. I just want to listen to him now. So I'm going to go cue up Mr. Magic, my playlist, so we can get on out of here. Woo! Pretty good, right?
There it is, man. There it is, and that's what you get, folks. Bye. Understanding Upstate is a podcast hosted by Jim Search and Rob Adler, edited by Rob Adler, and music from Regal Monk.